problem.
It is so nice to see you as well.
Do you know it was my goal to talk to you?
Share more about that. What do you mean?
Oh, I suppose, having you as my mentor, it's always really special to be able to meet you in person and talk to you, because I love being around positive people and, you've just achieved so much in a short period of time. And, I've had lots of mentors, I've had lots of business coaches because I know that I need to learn how to build my business. So, and to find you was just like a godsend because, I was waiting for that right person. I've had lots of, like I said, business coaches. So I've been working on my mindset for the last couple of years. So business and mindset tied together. So I've been in other masterminds and I needed strategy. Really needed strategy because so many coaches say, try this. And it's sort of like the throw the spaghetti against the wall approach.
Mm.
And I just got really tired of that because it is very draining. And I went down the path of all the networking in the last 18 months.
Mm.
And, I've done lots and lots of things, to make it work. And it has been working, but it's just been a slow process. But, I come from a burnout. So, I have to work smarter, and to find what got me your training was, I can't remember what it was, but the three big things, to build your business to 3 million or something. I can't remember, but you talked about the 7 things what not to do first. That got me. It's like, oh my goodness, you talked about networking. I'm like, I've been trying that for 18 months and I got to a point of nearly, crashing again. And if I hadn't have actually slowed down, I probably would have gone down the path of, being really, and I was, I basically had vertigo and I couldn't really do hardly anything. And you know something? I had scrolled past your ads so many times. I never even looked at it. And it was just, I was sitting on the lounge one day and it came on and I thought, oh, I've seen you come up before. What is this lady telling me? And as soon as I found out you're Australian, big tick, because I've had lots of American coaches. And that's great. I've learned so much from them, but the time zone is a factor for sure. And some of the times I haven't been able to get to coaching because of that. And yeah, to find out you're Australian and you're a coach to coaches, it's just like, yes, I need you.
Well, I'm glad you found us, or we found you, or the universe put us together. However it worked, it's so great to have you in our space, Michelle. And I know everyone, like from the whole team, from Sandra and then the coaches and Amelia and Tonya and like everyone is just so excited for you. You have such a unique and beautiful story to share. And I'm so grateful that you are sharing your time with us today. So more women like you can see actually you can have had burnout. You could have tried all of these things and there still is hope, right? There still is another way to do this. Yeah. And I'd like to ask you a little bit about that because I know any woman watching this right now is going to go, well, I was doing networking and I was doing all these things and I've worked with other people and I'm still not where I want to be. And you've had a really great result. You've had a really great result in quite a short period of time. You want to share what that is? We'll open that straight away and we'll come back.
Okay, we'll open that straight away. So it was funny, I hadn't actually calculated my figures until I was talking to Amelia. And because I was just, working out cash in hand. And then when I calculated revenue as well, it's like, whoa, I've actually created 9K in 3 weeks. So not that it only took me 3 weeks because I'd been doing all the work up until then, but just in this space of 3 weeks, yes, I was able to sign 1 private client and 3 new group program clients. And yeah, so it's pretty mind-blowing, really, when my biggest month was a 3K month, and I've not been able to repeat that before the program, before coming into the mastermind.
And now you've tripled it.
I tripled it.
You
Yeah.
tripled it. How does that feel?
It feels really great, actually. I tend to downplay things at times, but it feels amazing, because I really stepped out in faith, because I did so many of your free trainings, and it just all aligned to me. And I just felt your energy. I felt, your care, that you really wanted to help women, because you were giving so much free value in your free group. And I learned so much there. And I think I basically decided that I needed to do the mastermind before I had the call. But it was a step of faith, because I didn't have the money for it. And I had the first payment, and I just trusted that I would make the money to pay the rest. And I didn't ask my husband, because this is my business, and I decided this is exactly what I needed for me. And I talked to him about it, a week or so later, and I said, look, this is what I've decided to do. And, he's always very, very supportive of me. And I said to him, hey, look, I don't have the money. And I said, would you be prepared to support me? And I said, would you sell your motorbike? Because he's not riding it, and he's been talking about selling it anyway. And I said, look, would it be okay if we sell the motorbike to pay for it, as a backup? And yeah, he was open to that. But I just felt like I needed that to say, okay, I'm going to put it in the work, but just in case I need to have the money to make the payments. So, but yeah, I'm a quiet achiever. I just sort of head down, do the work. And I have done other training, and it was funny when, you were teaching us what to do with organic traffic and, working on that first. It's like, I did this 3 years ago with another coach, marketer, and I didn't want to do it. I'm like, no, I can't do that. Made the decision. You know how we make those decisions in our head and go, no, I'm going to keep working on how I want to be doing it. So when you talked about it, I'm like, okay, I'm hearing it for a second time. This is what I need.
Yeah, that's so powerful. How was that moment when you were able to share? What's your husband's name again? Cameron. What was that moment like when you were able to share with him what you've done in 3 weeks?
That was only Monday, so it's only just happened. He just keeps telling me how proud of me he is. And yeah, it just blows me away, because his belief is just increasing so much, because I'm able to show him that it's working, and, that I'm prepared to put the work in, that I'm not a quitter, that I do what I say that I'm going to do. And it's coming together. I'm showing him that it works, and I'm just following the plan, trusting the process. And I've realized I have to build my own, my own self and my own mindset to have the faith that it will. And that's what I've been doing in the last couple of years. But it was amazing. Like when I saw the figures, it's like that, it actually blew me away that it was 9K. Yeah, it was great.
Are you proud of yourself?
I am, yeah. I'm a women's empowerment coach, so I still have my own issues with confidence and whether I can achieve what I set out to. My brain wants to tell me that I second guess myself a lot, but yeah, I am really proud of myself. Like, it feels really great.
You should be really proud of yourself. Showing up exactly like a wealthy woman. It's like, okay, not where I wanted to be, but you made a decision to let that go and to step forward confidently and to not bring that baggage into what you're doing today, right? And then just to trust the process, but trust yourself. And then you're showing up, you're doing the work, you're reaching out for support when you need to, which is why it's like success is inevitable, right?
Yeah, and that's what I tell myself. You know, I have a mug from another coach that she sent me, and yeah, my success is inevitable. Yeah, so I remind myself of that, and I trust the process because I know that if I don't quit, it will work.
Yeah. Yep. Do you know that you're actually also an inspiration to our other clients? What's it
Am
like
I?
when you, yes. What's it like when you post some of your wins and to get that feedback and that, you know, that support network around you really just cheering you on and so
Well,
happy for you?
feels great, but I don't like to do it. I'm just one of those types of people that sort of keep those sorts of things to myself. And I love encouraging people. Like, that's just part of who I am. And I really do love cheering other people on, but I find it hard to do that for myself.
But you've got that space, right? It's great. So
It is. And that's great in the mastermind to do that, you know, to have that space and the opportunities for that, because it's important. It's really important to celebrate those wins along the way. And I encourage my own clients to do the same thing. So
absolutely. And you're role modeling exactly the type of client that you want to have come to you, which is why it's like we're like this mirror of energy. So we'll attract who we are. And because you've got that never quit, I'm going to do this, I'm going to be resourceful, I'm going to make it work, I'm going to reach out for support. Like, that's why you're attracting these beautiful clients. So what's next for you? Like, what is the next horizon, goal, intention? What does that look like for you?
So I have 3 ladies in my new program, which we started this week. So it's so exciting. I just finished my 2nd live training in the group. So that's great. So I'm continuing to build out that program now that we've got beautiful ladies in there. I'd like to bring on at least a couple more in this first round. That's my goal, is to continue to talk to people. I just had a private session prior to here, and she's not a perfect fit, and that's okay, but she might be a private client. I don't know. I'm happy to do private sessions still because I love doing that. And I love that personal connection and working with them independently. But yeah, my goal is for passive income, you know, to really build a business that is working smart for me, so that I don't have to, compromise my health or, you know, just continue to, you know, put work and work and work. I want to work smart. I really do. And have that passive income and, you know, be working like you, Sophie, and have you're my you know, mentor, because that's what I want in my life too. So yeah, to continue to onboard ladies and have that as an ongoing process, you know, learning how to do that.
Yeah, you're just scratching the surface of what's available for you, Michelle, which is so exciting. And we're going into, you know, I was giggling before because I looked at the time just grabbed me and it was 2:22. And that's why I was giggling, which is all about you're on the right path. And here you are talking about where you're going and what you're doing.
Oh, wow.
That's why I started to giggle. If anyone's watching this and going, what was she doing?
Yeah.
What's
Oh,
going
that feels
on?
so good.
Like, you're absolutely on the right path.
Mm.
Sorry, totally side note. I don't know where I was going to go after that. It's all good. I was last.
You know a bit about me, like what I do?
Yes,
Or...
please tell us. Sorry, we just got straight into it. Tell everyone, like, well, what do you do for people?
Okay, so I have a passion to support career mums, you know, that are really out of balance in their life. You know, they're overwhelmed, they're not looking after themselves very well, and they're just not happy. They're not happy in life. And I help them navigate a busy life, you know, how to get that balance, you know, and I work with them so that they can feel like their life can be more simple. You know, I help them with routines and habits, and it gets back to self-worth, a lot of it. You know, I help, you know, identify with them, you know, who they are, what they want, honor all of that. and know that they're worthy of their time instead of just giving to everybody else all the time, because that's what I did, most of my life. And I've learned a much better way, a much easier way to get that balance. And it's all underpinned with positive psychology and brain science. So I'm a mind-body practitioner as well as a holistic life coach.
I love the blend. So good.
It's all blended together. So I really help them with the overwhelm and the stress and the worry and all of that that's tied in. And I give them lots of practical strategies and tools so that they can cope, that they're not bogged down with all of this busyness and, and all the stuff that comes with it, that affects their relationships and their happiness.
Yeah, it's huge, right? And as the world gets faster and people are doing more things, like as a mum, like my kids have got a million things. When I grew up, we played one sport and that was it. So there's just so many different priorities and demands on people. So I think what you do is amazing. Probably half the women watching this video right now are probably going, sorry, what was your name? Her name is Michelle Smith. You can find her on Facebook. She's probably in my friends list. It's awesome. That's awesome. So you've got a pretty big mission behind you, something that's very personal to you. And sky's the limit from here, yeah?
Sure is. Because my mission is to help develop resilience in women so that they don't burn out like I did. And I see it happening a lot with women. They're in low-level burnout. They don't realise that it's on a continuum. And if they don't do something about it, I don't say that I'm a burnout coach, but, it's part of my story. So, and then I get caught in the trap of, building a business and racing around like a mad thing. And, I've done so many things, doing women's health workshops locally. I teamed up with a nutritionist and we were doing that in the last 18 months, and all the networking that I was doing. And, I started with a Facebook group. So I knew that it worked. I started in COVID with a Facebook group.
Yeah.
But then I got sidetracked, thinking that I needed to be out in the community. And it's been great. It has helped develop my business identity and my presence. But it got crazy, got absolutely crazy. I was doing expos and just all over the place. And I more or less crashed again at the beginning of August. And, with this awful vertigo. And it actually was like a sign from God that maybe I just had to stop and slow down, because I was doing it to myself again.
Yes.
I'm part of the problem.
Yeah.
I'm a workaholic when I get passionate about things.
But also not living like your message too, right? And that can get out of whack. And there's always going to be moments in business and in life where things are a little bit, like more stressful than normal, but it's like it's not a consistent kind of thing. And you have that when you get started in the mastermind, right? Because there's new things to learn, or okay, we're going to evolve this. But then once you've done those, it kind of calms down again. You just got to get into your rhythm, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
And that's where you're at right now.
Yeah, it's like that in the mastermind. Like you start in the mastermind, it's all new and you've got so many things to learn, but it is actually building resilience, business resilience too, and developing yourself. And, you get better and better and quicker at things. And, you start out thinking, oh, how am I going to do all this? Like there's so much to do and how am I fitting it all in? But before you know it, you're doing more, you reach out, you're talking to people, you're doing all the, part of the business things. And I've had a couple of really big shifts in my thinking in the last few weeks. And one of them was when you were talking about in one of the live streams about being your own best employee. And that really hit me because I have struggled with getting a balance and getting routine as a business owner working from home. I'd come up with excuses. I'm too tired today, or I don't feel like it, or, some days. And sometimes I had to listen to that because of, my body was telling me to rest. But then I realized, no, hang on. If I can't say I'm my best employee, how can I expect to ask that of other people? And reading that book that you sent us I have learned so much from that. And another breakthrough from that book has been, I've got to be at my best, like my best self, you know, physically, emotionally, you know, to be my business, to be a business owner, to be the CEO. So when I got to that, it took all the excuses away. Like, you know, with the Miracle Morning and working on that, I started the challenge for that for the 30 days. And it's like, no, I'm doing this for me. Like, this is important. So yeah, there's been no more excuses since I came to that realization.
I love it because you're just taking 100% responsibility, right? Like, am I running a business or am I running a charity? Do I want paid clients or do I want to give my services away for free? Like, you've made a very clear decision. And now you're showing up and you have such a beautiful growth mindset, like, which is what I love. So, you know, for the ladies who are watching you right now, if you take anything from this, it's that Michelle makes a decision and then she follows through, right? And she takes 100% responsibility for what she does and how she does it. And she reaches out for support when she needs it, right? Because you're not alone, which is awesome. There's so many golden nuggets in everything that you shared there, Michelle. Quickly, what's the support been like in the mastermind? Like, if you could share, because people always want to know, because they're sitting on the outside, and the goal of these little interviews are for them to also get a little bit of an understanding around, well, what can I expect? What's it been like for you?
It has been excellent. I've been, as I said, I've been in other masterminds. So I've experienced what that's like, and with coaching and things too. What I love about this mastermind is it's very clearly set out, step by step, exactly what you have to do, which is what I was missing. So I love the vault. I love being able to tell me what to do and I'll do it. Sometimes, you know, when my brain doesn't go, oh, I can't do that. So I really love the vault. I also really love the access to the live training, because I think that's so valuable. You know, when you're on your own, you're a solopreneur, you're working from home, you probably haven't got a lot of support system around you because people in your life don't understand what you're doing. So to be able to jump on a call and ask questions and have people that look at your work for you and get that individual feedback in a group setting, because you learn so much from other people as well and the questions that they're asking. I really love that component. It's not like you have to be at everyone, but you know you've got access to it if you need it, which is so great, because I would always sit back and just be like, oh, I'll just watch, you know. And I remember Tonya saying to me, no, Michelle, you can't do that. That's not what you're here for. So I knew from day one I needed to be involved. I needed to be active. I love the Facebook community as well. It's so positive. It's so supportive. And it's really great seeing the journey that everyone's on. You know, I'm a little bit of a voyeur in a way. I like going to check out to see, well, when did they start? And, you know, what are they working on? You know, a bit of comparison going on, but I still like to see that, because it's like, yeah, you want to see what's possible, and you do get to see what's going on and the wins that people are having and the breakthroughs they're having. And I love, you know, that people get in and they talk live and chat about, you know, even challenges and things that they're going through. So I love learning from other people.
Me, I'm the same. I'm the same. And you get out what you put in, right? So how you're showing up is why you get, and that's one of the things that I love, and probably one of the things I'm most proud of about the Wealthy Women Mastermind is the culture and the caliber of the women that join, which is a very unique space. And having never had that before myself, I was like, I'm definitely creating this for women. So yeah, I love that.
Love it.
What would you say to someone who is potentially considering whether they should join the mastermind?
I would say step out in faith, because your goals are achievable. You know, we all come in at different points, and that's, you know, that's just how it is. But step out in faith, because you have got the strategy. If you follow the strategy and you hold your mindset, you do the mindset work, because that's the important part. I think that's the missing component for a lot of people. They're not building that. They're not building their own capacity. But yeah, step out in faith. I'm so pleased I did, because I was calling to God, who's it going to be? Who's going to be my mentor next? I knew I needed a new business coach. And I'm really, really, really pleased that I signed up.
I'm really glad that you did too. We're very, very excited for you around everything that you've achieved in such a short period of time, and how you show up as well. I think it's very inspirational, and I think a lot of women can take some great direction from you in how you do that. So I can't wait to see how all of this continues to unfold for you, because we're nowhere near at the end. Is there anything else that you wanted to say before we wrap up?
I don't think I would have actually got to the pricing that I'm charging now without you, because I think I wasn't pricing myself to what I should have been. And I've been on more or less introductory pricing for the last 2 years. So starting, and that was, intentional, because I wanted to get testimonials. I wanted to test things out, but I was not trusting myself in my pricing, and I kept thinking, I've got to put my prices up. I've got to and I wasn't. I might increase a package by like $100 or something. So yes,
You
if
laugh
anything,
now, but at the time that was hard, right? At the time,
yeah,
it was hard to raise your prices by $100.
really hard, really hard. And I've done a lot of work, a lot of mindset work to trust in that, and to believe what I am offering is valuable and it's going to transform women's lives. So without you encouraging me, with the mindset to build on that, I probably wouldn't have been charging what I'm charging now. So.
And you deserve to charge what you're charging, and even more, right? But
I'll get there.
Yes, we'll get there. Thank you so much for your time, Michelle, and for sharing your story and being so vulnerable and, transparent with all of us around what it's really been like for you. Congratulations. This is not the end. This is just the beginning. So I cannot wait to see what comes forward for you next. And ladies, if you feel like you are in a space where Michelle would be able to help you, definitely reach out to her. You'll be able to find her on Facebook. Well done, Michelle. Let's keep growing.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Ladies, bye.